Get your stank on. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Sweet Studio. Today, I've got a super fun trick for you guys to learn. It is a variation of my hippie flip, and this trick is called the Stank Flip. Now, before I show you the Stank Flip, I want you guys to know there's a man named Herrero, and he's been really honing in on this trick. I had no idea what to call this under hippie flip or inward hippie flip kind of thing. And so we've come to a conclusion here at Sweets and with Cam that we're just gonna call it the Stank Flip. So let's jump right into it and break down how to land the Stank Flip. So I'm gonna be breaking down how to do the Stank Flip to Lighthouse. Stank Flip to Lighthouse looks something like this. So there you have it, Stank Flip to Lighthouse. So let's break this bad boy down. First and foremost, we're gonna start in an easy Ken grip. What we're gonna focus on is just getting a nice and controlled pull up with the tama, and that's step one. Step two is getting my Ken right underneath the tama, almost right before it gets to the apex. So right before the tama gets to that apex, I wanna get my Ken right underneath the tama, ready to toss the Ken at the tama. So step three, we're gonna be breaking down the toss, actually throwing the Ken at the tama. And just like we broke down in the hippie flip tutorial, I just want you to focus on throwing the Ken at the tama and catching the tama itself and just letting the Ken fall. Now, how am I throwing the Ken at the tama specifically? I'm aiming to hit the tama with the handle portion of my Ken. So right where you would do a handle stall. That's where I'm aiming to make contact with the tama to get a nice and controlled flip, just like that. One last note on the toss is I'm just trying to keep my Ken almost just at like a 45-degree angle, not precisely, but just a little bit of an angle as I'm going for that toss. And that's gonna help with a little bit of that accuracy to be developed. So step four is just spotting that lighthouse as the flip is coming around and then sticking that lighthouse. So what I'm doing is right when I have that catch in my hand, I'm immediately looking for that rotation of the lighthouse flip to spot my landing of the base cup right to my tama. So once you get those first three steps really practiced, then you can start getting your mind and your eyes focused on spotting that lighthouse. So once you get up to lighthouse, we're just gonna put it in, and there you have it. So you got the Stank Flip to Lighthouse. So some problem areas that you might run into is simply just throwing the Ken into the tama with too much force, too much stank. This trick doesn't take that much energy. It's just a soft connection that's gonna allow for that full flip to occur. Now, this isn't to say that you can put more sauce, you can put more stank into it and get doubles and triples and quads out of it. But right now, we're just focusing on that control of getting a controlled one-turn flip, just like that. One other problem that might come up for you is the fact that the Ken is just rotating in like a barrel roll type of way, or if it's just not directly on the vertical axis. What you wanna focus on is just making sure that big cup is facing you that whole time so that you can see the rotation nice and clean, and just making sure that the angle that you are throwing the Ken at the tama is as straight as possible. If you throw it at a slight angle off to the side, or if your fingers do a small twisting motion, it'll send the Ken in different directions. So for this trick specifically, just make sure it's nice and smooth, nice and lined up with that big cup. So similarly to the hippie flip, the Stank Flip has so many different variations that you can explore. I just wanted to break down one of them for you, the Stank Flip to Lighthouse, to give you an idea, but I'm just gonna briefly show you a couple variations that you can try at home. So for this variation, we are gonna be doing Stank Flip to Lunar. So you're just gonna slap that normal Stank Flip connection. It's gonna do a full 1.5 rotation around, and we're just gonna connect with Lunar and then drop it right in. Now, another cool variation that you can do is doing the Stank Flip to a Juggle. Now, this is a little more challenging because you have to really control the speed in which that you're flipping the Ken off of the tama in order to get a controlled juggle afterwards. But this trick is super satisfying once you get this controlled down. So now for this last variation that I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna demonstrate how you can put something before doing a Stank Flip. So I'm gonna choose to do a gunslinger Stank Flip, and we'll take that to Lighthouse. Now for this trick, you really wanna make sure that you have whatever you're doing before the Stank Flip really mastered. And the idea is just getting that trick down. Specifically for this one, doing a gunslinger, we wanna get nice and smooth gunslinger, tossing that Ken right into the tama, tracking that lighthouse flip all the way around, and then stomping that lighthouse landing. And there you have it, folks. You got a stanky line. You can put a stank at the beginning, the middle, the end. It's a super fun trick. Shout out Herrero for doing this trick. There you have it, folks, the Stank Flip. Get out there, get stanky. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time in the Sweet Studio.